What did you see when you opened the door?
I saw her laying there on the floor in blood. And then she had the pistol in her hand. And I stepped in. I checked the pulse. And
Did you notice, I mean, did you happen to check, I know you're checking her pulse and she's deceased in your opinion because of your training and so forth, but other than the blood on the face, did you see like an actual Okay. I was gonna basically throw that term out if you know what it is, but is that just part of her personality, her characteristics? Has she always been into hoarding stuff? I mean, it looks to me like she buys stuff and just kind of sets it aside. So she.
Do you have anything else better to do on a Saturday?
No. All right. Appreciate you guys coming in. Obviously, you're here with Mr. Courtney, your attorney. Just basically want to hear your side of the story, hear what you got to tell us and so forth. Haven't had a chance to talk to you since our office got dispatched out to your residence. We like to record so we have an accurate account of what you say, and also, prevents us or keeps us from taking a lot of notes. If for any moment, you want to talk to Mr. Courtney, just let us know, and we'll step out. You guys discuss whatever you want to discuss and all that kind of stuff. That we have an exit right over here too. So if you guys are done talking with us, either I'll take you back up to the front where your car is, or your parents are, or there's an exit over there. We have bathrooms in the hallway here, so if you need to use the restroom, just let us know.
Need water or anything?
Need drinks. And just kind of take us from the beginning. What happened? I guess you guys were out to dinner or something to that effect. So tell us what happened.
yeah, we went out to dinner.
Just put
Oh wait, my if you could raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm that the information you're about to provide is true and accurate?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, appreciate it.
We went out to dinner that night. Had a good time. Actually had one of my coworkers, my Monday partner on the ambulance, met us out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we had wings, had a couple of drinks, and we just had a good time. Talking. My coworker finally got to meet Tamara. Okay, but when we got back home, she started yelling and screaming about things, and she had been under a lot of stress. She had just been fired from her job because of medical issues. She got.
What's that?
It's a neurological disorder.
Okay.
And it comes from getting a flu shot. Because she got the flu shot at work. And a couple of weeks after that, she started having issues walking. And so we were having to go through, she was having to get blood transfusions and things to try to get that situated. Of course, money issues and things like that. Just, I didn't think it was anywhere near this point. But she started yelling and screaming. My dog has a tendency to get in the way sometimes, especially when things are, not like they should be. And he got in the way and she kicked him. Couldn't believe.
Did it hurt the dog, or does the dog need to be?
He's fine.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a Rottweiler.
Okay. Pretty big animal?
He's about 75 pounds. Yes, sir. But, I mean, he had never done anything like that before. And I just said, look, before this gets way too out of hand, I said, I'm going to take Ranger over to my parents' house for a while. They can watch him. And I'm going to stay over there for a little bit. Let you cool down and do what you need to do. As far as, settle down, talk about it when I get back, And I was over at my parents' house for a while. And figured, okay, it should be enough time. She should have calmed down. Because normally, if there's any type of, spat or something, it's 10 minutes and it's done. That's the way we work. And it didn't happen often at all. When I got home, the bathroom door was shut. And I called in through the bathroom door. There was no answer. I knocked, no answer. And so I opened it, and she was laying there on the floor.
What did you see when you opened the door?
I saw her laying there on the floor in blood. And then she had the pistol in her hand. And I stepped in. I checked the pulse. And
Did you stay there at the house, or did you go to your parents, or? You're an EMT, right?
I'm a paramedic.
Okay, paramedic, and okay. So I obviously no signs of pulse or anything like that.
There's nothing.
Okay. And then what happened?
I guess shock set in. Didn't know what to do.
Okay. Where'd you said she had a gun in her hand? Where'd the gun come from?
That was my pistol.
Okay. Is it a high point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I take it you would keep it, that's your home, so you would probably keep it somewhere.
I kept it in my nightstand.
Okay. Did she ever been shooting with you? Does she obviously know how to use like a semi-automatic pistol?
Yes, sir. We actually just went and did our CWP class.
Okay. Did she get like a license, or have you sent it off yet?
We've already sent it off, yes, sir.
Just waiting for the return and stuff? Okay. All right. So she obviously knows how to use and function a pistol if need be and so forth.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I can understand or empathize with the fact that you see this going on. You said that, shock sets in. I take it your first instinct, like you said, was to check for the pulse with your training and so forth. So once shock set in, what do you remember happening after that? And take us through.
It was Tuesday night, and then we stayed there. Well, they closed at midnight, so we left right before they closed.
Okay.
And then we had to take Trenton home because he had a little too much to drink, because there was a couple of waitresses there and had some shots with them and stuff like that too. So I didn't want him getting into trouble. So.
Mm-hmm. Was everybody? It was you, Trenton, and Tamara at dinner. Anybody else having dinner with you guys?
It was just us. I
Okay.
mean, some of the waitresses that he knew, came around,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, it was just to talk to him and left.
Okay. Were you all three of you guys drinking and so forth?
Well, Tamara had a beer, and well, maybe she might have had 2 beers or so, and I had a pitcher of beer.
Okay. You said earlier she has what syndrome from flu? Does she take medications or something for that?
She takes pain meds for it.
Okay. She drank how much do you think maybe at Hooters?
Maybe 2 beers.
Okay. Did she seem okay? I mean, with the medication and drinking the beer and so
Yes,
forth?
Yeah, as far as I could tell. I wouldn't have let her drive. I mean, I made that mistake myself, as you probably well know. I wouldn't want anybody else to go through that.
Okay. So basically, after you guys drop Trenton off at his house, you and Tamara return to your home. Okay. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys get into an argument. Did she kind of initiate the argument?
She just started yelling and screaming about things.
I mean, what kind of prompted it? I mean, can you think? I mean, anything happened at the restaurant? I mean, has she ever drinking before where she's been intoxicated and she acts like this? I mean, I don't know her, so I'm just kind of trying to get a background from you.
As far as I know, I mean, I've seen her buzzed and things like that, but I've never seen her intoxicated or mean or anything like that. And that's why it just kind of threw me for a loop. And when we got back home, all of a sudden, it was like it was my fault that she lost her job and that things were just closing in around her. Things.
Okay. How long you guys been together?
3 years.
Okay. You're not married or anything, just living here? Okay.
Yeah, because she actually has a house in St. Pete, but it's a 2-story house. And when she came down, she couldn't go upstairs. So
she has a hard time moving?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know much about that syndrome. I mean, obviously you're a medical professional. Like, what are the symptoms and stuff that?
Basically, like I said, it's a neurological disorder. And it's basically triggered somehow, like the way she got it through the flu shot. I don't know if it's the antibodies to try to fight the flu or something that changed the neurological system, and it can go into a few different stages where it can mess up brain function. It can also mess up your respiratory issues if you've got it like in the, if it affects the nervous system in the chest area. It can also affect your lower and upper extremities. And she was having trouble with her lower extremities. And with that, and there were times where she was also.
Has she been diagnosed with that stuff?
Yes, as far as what she's told me, and she takes.
Okay.
And she would go off her meds every once in a while, and then start them back up, and it was just ever since. It's been a roller coaster.
Okay.
I thought we were getting things back on track because she was starting to get more function back.
Mm-hmm. Well, what kind of work did she do?
She was a nurse, but she worked on the administrative side. She worked for.
Okay.
and she was in their appeals division, and they were involved in trying to create a new software program that would make the appeals process easier. And they were having issues with their side of it, so they delayed their program process. And they took her team and moved her team to another team and didn't move her anywhere. And she was having issues with that because she didn't know what was going on. You know, they were giving her pretty much meaningless task at work. And then it was her boss and her had issues, and it finally came down to it to where they put her to where she was reporting to her boss's boss, because her boss didn't, you know, I guess had too many other things on her plate to have to deal with her reporting to her too. And
But how long has it been since she's like lost her job with?
it was just maybe a week or two ago.
So pretty recent then.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact date, but yeah, they just shipped all of her stuff from the office there back to my house the other day.
Okay.
I've actually still got it in my truck.
Okay. And is the red Expedition, is that her vehicle she drives to work? And
Yes, sir.
and then the gold, I think it's a PT. Is that yours?
Yes,
So you're kind of working
That
on
was-
it or something?
yes, sir. That was both of ours, and that's in both of our names. The
Okay.
Expedition's in her name. Yeah, I was replacing the water pump and timing belt.
Mm. How did I guess her hoarding affect you? I mean, did it bother you any or?
Well,
And then you got a truck or something?
we got a rental truck, yes, sir.
Okay.
Because her Expedition, the front end needs to be changed on it because we had a wheel bearing go out on it. Yeah.
Okay. About the residents, you know, don't take offense to it or anything, but obviously there's a lot of stuff that was in the residence. Is that her kind of doing? Is that your doing? Is it a combination? I'm just trying to get an idea.
It's a hoarder.
Okay. I was going to basically throw that term out if you know what it is, but is that just part of her personality, her characteristics? Has she always been into hoarding stuff?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it looks to me like she buys stuff and just kind of sets it aside.
Yes, sir.
So she buys a lot of things. Has it gotten you into a position of buying or kind of paying the bills, so to speak, with?
I pay the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that part of the money problems that have been brewing?
No, because I mean, she pays her rent on her house in St. Pete, and her house in St. Pete is the same way.
Okay.
I could take you over there and show you.
So pretty much same thing with buying
Same
stuff and
condition.
stacking stuff up. Okay.
And so it wasn't like, I mean, the only bill that that there's an issue with is my mortgage, and that's just because when I got a divorce and came back home, I wasn't working at the time, and so I'm trying to get all that situated too.
Mhm.
But so I said, we can bring stuff from the storage unit over to my house, store it there until we can figure out something else to do. We can, have
And it kind of
yard
turned
sale.
into what it turned into with
Yes,
more
sir.
stuff. Gotcha. Let me go back a little bit to the point like where you go in shock. I'm just trying to get a timeline down and just kind of get an idea, understand that it affected you obviously and so forth. Did you leave from your house after like you found her and go to your parents' house? Is that where
I
you
stayed at the house for a while.
like, like a time frame, like how long?
It might have been 24 hours or so.
So it was into the next day
Yes.
that you go to your parents' house.
Yeah.
Okay. So would that be Wednesday sometime that you go to your parents' house?
It was Thursday.
Thursday you go to your parents' house? Okay. So pretty much Wednesday, during the day Wednesday, can you remember what you did or what was going on or?
I basically just sat there on the bed.
In the back bedroom?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just sat there.
Okay. And what prompted you to go to your parents' house on Thursday?
Just didn't know what to do.
Do you remember about what time you got to your parents' house?
3, 4, somewhere around in there.
Afternoon or morning?
It was this afternoon.
Okay. And I take it you probably talked to your parents about what had happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what happened after you talked to your parents about this?
They told me that I needed to call somebody
Okay.
and see what to do.
Okay. Now I understand, you're a medical professional, paramedic and such as that. And when, you checked for a pulse, obviously you're telling me that you didn't detect the pulse. So probably in your mind and training, you basically knew that she was deceased at that point. You didn't think about calling 911 still or the police or anything?
I didn't think about much at all.
Okay.
Just sat in pride.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes,
Okay. I know that you said that that you went to walk the dog. How long were you gone by the time that you came back?
I was gone an hour or so, maybe.
An hour?
And that was to take the dog to your parents' house,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yeah.
Do they live up in Sefner or
Yes,
something?
sir.
Okay.
When you left, did you lock the door?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you came back, was the door still locked?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You were in the military, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What,
Yeah.
Army?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was looking at the Ranger.
Yes, sir.
I know that we talked to Trenton and he speaks highly of you. Army Ranger, medic.
Yes, sir.
All right. How long were you in?
I was in for 14.
14 years.
You
And
did
I
some
noticed-
tours?
I noticed some of your insignias there. Air assault,
Yes, sir.
airborne,
Yes, sir.
expert.
They were hanging around, and so I bought everybody a shot.
Tell me about that.
And as far as just talking, and they were going to have a shot, so, and they were inviting Trenton to have a shot, and I said, I'll buy the round.
I know that he was telling us that you were trying to buy this girl a shot, but she couldn't have a shot because she was working.
Oh, the
That's
waitress.
what-
Yeah, the
yeah, the
waitress that
waitress.
was on duty. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we were just kidding around. We were all just kidding around, having a good time, telling her, she was over there working like crazy, and it seemed like the other ones were off talking and stuff. And it's like, sit down and have a drink, take it easy.
Was it before like closing time when they were probably getting
Yes, sir.
off or something?
Yeah, it was around that time because the two that Trenton knew, they were off with, I don't know, it might have been another girl that worked there or something, sitting in the booth that was across from us. So
Okay. Where did you send Trenton any text messages after You and Tamara dropped him off at home?
He sent me a text message saying, "Are you home yet?" And at that point, we hadn't gotten home yet, and I said, "No, we're not."
Okay. Any other text messages that you remember when you got home to Trenton? Something about one of the servers there at Hooters or anything?
Not that I can think of. No, sir.
How much did you have to drink that night?
I had a pitcher of beer and a couple shots.
Okay. Did you feel intoxicated, like buzzing, like you could feel the drinks?
I mean, there might have been a little buzz there, but no, I was not intoxicated or.
Okay. And I wasn't there, so I just have to ask the question.
I mean, I wouldn't have driven.
Okay.
But
who drove?
Tamara did.
Tamara did.
Yes, sir.
Was it the Expedition or the pickup?
The pickup truck.
What were you wearing that night?
This.
Okay, that's what you were wearing
Yes,
that
sir.
night. Okay. What was she wearing?
She was wearing the clothes that she was in.
The clothes that she had. Okay.
Just going back to when you got home, after going to Hooters, you guys drop Trenton off, you go home. I guess Trenton sends you a text message. He confirmed with us, he sends you a text message to make sure you guys got home. You don't have any other text message conversations with him after? Something to the effect of like an interest in one of the server girls there at the Hooters? I mean, were he being like flirty with you and you texted something back to Trenton about that?
Yeah, there may have been something like that, just out of kidding. That would not have been something that would have prompted anything to have happened.
Well, that was my question. If
Right.
like one of these girls was being flirty or something, and then you text like a conversation with Trenton, that was going to be my question. If Tamara saw that and got upset or something.
No, sir. No, because she wouldn't check my phone. I wouldn't check hers. We had a lot of trust in each other. You'll probably think I'm a piece of garbage, but we did do the swinging thing. The waitress paid a lot of attention to me because that's what they do. That's how they get their tips and things like that. And yeah, my ex got furious about it. Tamara wouldn't have. She would have, chimed in and just joked about it, and probably giving me a jokingly hard time about oh, she was all over you and stuff like that. But no, we had complete trust in each other.
Okay. So just going back, I mean, as soon as you guys get in the door, was it all of a sudden she just starts engaging you in this argument?
She just started yelling and screaming, and a lot of it was she had trouble getting the door open because my door has sagged a little bit, and you have
which door, like the front door
the
or
side door there?
Okay, the carport. Okay.
Yeah, the one that we use, it sagged a little bit, so you have to, to lock it, you have to lift up on it and pull it closed, and that way the bottom latch catches. She was having a hard time getting that open, and then, like I said, my dog gets in the way. She starts yelling and screaming, and he just continues to get in the way. And, I'm trying to talk to her and tell her, calm down, I'll take him outside, let him do what he needs to do. I mean, we've been gone for a little bit. He probably has to go out and go to the bathroom. And then she starts turning on me, yelling and screaming at me on, how her life is messed up, and that, it was my fault that she lost her job. And how is it my fault that you lost your job? You had an issue. You got sick. We've been trying to get through this. And
was her illness creating a lot of stress with you guys?
not to where we were fighting about it. It was stressful not knowing how long it was going to take for her to recover. Having to make sure that she would go to her appointments, because after a while she got tired of having to keep going and getting it was weighing on her.
Okay. Did she, obviously she was prescribed medications and so forth.
Yes.
In your opinion, did you think she abused those medications?
I think she abused her pain meds a lot.
Did you ever take her pain meds or anything along with her or anything like that?
As far as
just for recreational use or something
sir.
like that?
No, sir. No, I've got my own insurance, and if I needed anything, I could go get my own. But
okay.
Yeah, no, I don't take her meds.
All right. Well, just, looking at this and kind of getting a gauge of, what happened and what led up to all this, obviously you're upset over what's happened to Tamara and so forth. That's understanding and so forth. Before you left, let me go back. You said you returned after taking your dogs to your parents' house, or your dog to your parents' house, and you come into the house, unlock the door, go in, no answer from her. She's in the bathroom. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the door to the bathroom was shut? Okay. Was it locked or just shut?
It was just shut.
Okay. And obviously you find her.
Yes,
in the state she was in. Is there anything different about that from what you earlier told us? My question is, did she do this, or did this happen in front of you?
No, sir.
So you come home and you find her in the bathroom with the door shut.
Yes, sir.
And the reason he asked that, because I think Threaten believes his impression was that this happened in front of you, so he was feeling bad for you, that you witnessed this.
It was basically some conversation. He had brief conversation. I understand you went to the headquarters of AmeriCare, correct? That's where you work?
Yes, sir.
And that's when you first see Trenton, and you told him what had happened. And he was under the assumption that this had happened in your presence.
No, sir.
So that never
happened in my presence.
There's also a call that you make, and I believe it was at 1:59 in the morning. It'll be from Tuesday night into Wednesday morning.
So wee hours of Wednesday morning.
So 2:00 in the morning, Wednesday morning, that you call him and he doesn't answer.
Right.
So his impression is that when you call him at that time, and the conversation that you guys have when you went to your job, is that he's asking you if that is that when it happened.
Oh, no, sir.
That's not when it happened?
No.
Okay.
No, because like I said, he had sent me the text message about, have you guys gotten home yet, and stuff like that. And when I called him, it was, just to verify that, no timeline on there. I think it was to let him know that we had gotten home or something at that point. So.
Okay.
But,
how soon after you guys got home is when she starts screaming? Was it quick?
Yeah, it was immediately.
Okay. It was immediately.
Yes, sir.
So that's not when this happened. That's when you call him. It's just to let him know.
Right.
So at what time did you go to your parents' house
To
take the dog?
And like it was a little bit after we had gotten home, so I can't remember an exact time, but it was.
So then I can say that it was after you called them to let them know you guys were home.
Yes, sir.
So it was a little after 1:59 is when the call, at least it shows in his call log, 1:59.
Yes, a little bit after that.
A little bit after that. Do you recall how much after that? Was it 2 hours? Was it 3? Well, you said it was quick, so I'm assuming just minutes. After that, you leave with the dog?
It was.
I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm just trying to figure
I
the
can't
sequence. You don't remember
remember an exact
the exact time?
time. I mean, I tried to talk to her and get her to calm down, and then it just, she wasn't. So
Where was she at when you left?
she was in the bedroom.
In the bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is when you with your community, you guys have to use like a card to get into the gate, like after a certain time frame or something during the night. This right here, Mr. Courtney can look on. This is just a copy. It's a highlighted section here, just showing your card entry. So this is actually 12:37 a.m. is between 12:09, 12:54, 12:37 a.m. and it's coming back to your name, TNA Elmore. Would that be about the time frame that you get home from Hooters after you drop off Trenton?
That might have been somewhere around in there.
Okay. And then again here at 3:11 a.m. your card is used. Would that be about the time frame you're coming back after dropping off your dog?
That might have been around that time. Yes, sir.
Okay. So it'd been about probably a minute or so after the 3:11 mark is when you found her in the bathroom.
Probably about that time. Yes, sir.
And when we get called that day, there's Thursday, thinking when we
Right,
received.
that may have been my confusion through just back and forth with about 15 hours versus 37 hours as far as when it happened. My
Yeah.
understanding at the time was that it had
Yes.
happened that morning, but the conversation was yesterday, so that
Right.
may have been my confusion with him.
And I figure that happens, that can happen, so that's why we wanted to ask about that, just to make sure that it's just something that sometimes communication, the way that it becomes, so.
Sorry.
It's all right.
And she has one?
No.
She doesn't have one? So when she comes home, she has to call?
Well, no, because normally at
You
night
guys are
we were together.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And during the day, I understand that the gates are open?
They're open. Yes, sir.
Okay.
What time does your community shut the gates at night?
I think it's at sundown, somewhere around, I don't know, it might be around 8 or 9 o'clock, maybe a little earlier, a little later. So
Okay.
I'm not extremely sure on how they've got that set, but yeah, sometime around after the sun goes down.
Okay.
When you go in the bathroom, okay, and it's just, I'm trying to get a picture. Where did you check for pulse?
I first checked on her left hand,
Left hand.
and then I checked up at the carotid.
Okay. Did you see the gun? Where was the gun at?
It was in her left hand.
Let me ask you this: the way that I found her when I walk in, at any point did you move her at all? You just checked for pulse.
Yeah,
Did you move her?
No.
Anything?
No, sir.
Nothing.
No, sir. I checked for a pulse, and that was it. I mean, her legs and stuff were up against the door,
Mm-hmm.
so I had to kind of force the door open a little bit. But other than that, I checked for a pulse, and that was it.
And that's the reason I was asking, because I know that I had a hard time trying to get in. So I had one of the crime scene technicians, and she's probably half my size. So she got in first, and she was able to photograph everything. So I wanted to make sure that when you're getting in through that door, if anything changed from the time that this incident happened,
I mean, it may have, but I don't know.
No.
As far as I don't know what it looked like before I opened the door.
Yeah. Can you tell me what it looked like, what you saw?
There was stuff all over the floor,
Like, can you describe what kind of stuff?
like toiletries and
Okay.
things like that all over the floor. And she was laying there I know because she was trying to clean up the pile on her side of the bed before all this happened. So there were some bags in the bathroom that she had put stuff in, and I think I remember one of them was laying on its side by her. I don't know.
Was she on her back?
Yes.
Okay. I know that you said the left hand and she had the gun. Was she left-handed or right-handed?
She was primarily right-handed, but she used both hands.
Ambidextrous
Yes,
kind of
sir.
thing. Let me ask you real quick with your training and obvious, you've probably done some tours, I assume, as a combat medic, and probably have seen gunshot wounds and injuries and so forth. Even though this is Tamara, your girlfriend and the person you care about and so forth in this situation, did you, when you were checking her pulse, could you see the injury upon her body? I mean, could you tell what her wounds
I saw
were?
blood in her face.
Okay. Did you notice, did you happen to check, I know you're checking her pulse and she's deceased in your opinion because of your training and so forth, but other than the blood on the face, did you see like an actual wound or anything?
No, sir, I didn't.
Okay.
No, it was just like a pool of blood. That's all.
Okay.
Did it appear consistent, like something that just happened a minute before, or something that happened maybe an hour before?
I mean, it looked like it was recent time frame. I don't know.
And what I'm asking, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm an expert, but I know that if gunshot wounds, if she shoots herself, okay, and you walk in and it's 2 minutes later you start seeing some blood, and then around you don't see that much. So that's the type of question that I'm asking. Is it that recent that it appears, or does it look like she's been bleeding for a minute, for a while there?
Yeah, it looked like she had been bleeding for a while.
No.
I thought you wanted me to try to give it time.
No, and I know we can do that, but but I also know that if she had just done it and then she started to bleed, that's something that you would see.
Yes.
And with your experience, I know that you can see that.
Right.
And I'm sorry. Let me ask you one more thing. There's a text message about a divorce. What is that in reference to?
And that's from Trenton's phone line.
Yeah, that was just joking around. Yeah, she's yelling and screaming at me, but it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on, so I just, I don't know, I was just trying to tell him that, we're okay, but there's things going on, and
so that text message is at 1:04 in the morning. We know that the gate is at 12:37 that you come in the house. Then we know the phone call at 1:59. Okay. I know the phone call you were telling me that you just letting them know we got home. His assumption is that maybe something happened by then. That's why he was thinking it happened in front of you. But at 1:04, you send him a text message in reference to, I'm gonna have to get a divorce, and you know what else is there. And I don't want to leave you out. So the text message says something in reference, and I'm thinking we're going back to the waitress, that I'm gonna have to get a divorce, but I'll still fuck her. So, and I know that's the text message, that's 1:04. Then at 1:59, you're telling me that you call them again to say, just to let them know that you guys are home. So we're talking 55 minutes later. Then we know that you leave, and at 3:17, 3:11, you're coming back home. And that's when you discover that this is going on. So,
and that phone call at about 2 o'clock may have been just to let him know that, that she had started yelling and screaming at me, and that if there was issue, like I said,
You don't remember
I
that?
don't remember the time frames. I did try to call him, and it may have been because, when I was on my way to my parents' house.
So you work 13-hour shifts, so pretty much then from Tuesday through Friday, you're pretty much free.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you guys had a chance to pull cell towers yet to see where that he was pinging from at that 159 phone call?
No, that takes a little
Pretty
while.
quick.
Yeah. It's not definitely not like the TV shows where, that takes quite a period of time.
That'll
help know where he was anyway.
And just retracing back that little bit of time frame, obviously you made the text messages to Trenton about the server and whatnot, but you're telling us that Tamara didn't get upset over that because of like your all's lifestyle,
Right.
essentially. And then roughly around that 2 a.m. mark, you think you were calling them maybe to just bullshit or vent or something to that extent.
Yes, sir.
And you think you were already on your way to your parents' house to drop off your dog?
Yeah, at that point, I probably might have been. And as far as trying to remember times, and
Did you just like open your parents' house and put the dog inside, or did you like wake them up at that time?
I woke them up.
Okay. All right. So they knew you were obviously there dropping off your dog. Did you say anything to them like, hey, we're having an argument, or she kicked my dog, or do you remember what you said to them?
I told them that that she started yelling and screaming and kicked Ranger, and that I've also got us thinking about trying to start looking for another house too, and that they might have to keep him until I could do that or something, but because of the foreclosure, because they have served papers wanting to go ahead and asking the judge for the foreclosure and stuff.
You didn't think about just spending the night there at your parents' house at that time, or you just want to go back home? Or?
I did think about staying there, but like I said, only if there was any little taff or something that went on, it was done and over with, and it's just a little bit. And so I figured, go back and talk, we'll get to the bottom of what's going on and get it straightened out like we always do. I get home and find her.
Okay.
When you got home and you found her like this, and I know that the shock is, I know it's different when it's somebody else than when it's a loved one. I know that. Did you call anybody? Did you tell anybody? Did you make contact with anybody at all and let them know what was going on? No one whatsoever.
I don't have anything else right now.
No.
Do you have any questions for us, Mr. Courtney? She's got animals, she's got property that we're going to have to take care of and stuff like that. So we'll let you guys discuss all that, because that's kind of something we don't need to get involved with.
Yeah, I completely understand that.
I think that's about it with the questions that they had as far as the keys. Also, a copy of the search warrant with the return of items taken.
Yes, sir.
Is left there.
He popped down there between the time you and I texted and he got here.
Okay. There were some guns and some forens and uppers and lowers or something. Now, we can't just leave that stuff. We have to take it for security purposes as well. It'll be released, and when we get a chance to release it back and so forth. Obviously, the pistol that was utilized has to be, be retained for a bit.
I don't want want that
So,
back anyway.
okay.
You can.
Okay. Possible evidentiary value, those items are taken, especially firearms. We can't leave it, once the cops are there and leave, somebody, neighbors may think you're not there and they're going to break in and steal it, and then we got guns on the street kind of thing. So,
And then it's your fault. 'Cause
Yeah.
you were the last ones there.
right. So,
Yeah, I understand.
One more question. Do you believe that this is self-inflicted?
Yes, sir.
You believe that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm just going here out of gamble. If it's not that way, just tell me so.
It's that way.
Okay.
It's self-inflicted from what I know.
Okay.
I mean,
You sure?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Completely positive.
All right.
I don't have anything else.
No.
Do you have
Thank you.
anything, Mr. Courtney?
Nope.
Okay.
Key to the house?
That was
Impounded. We can do a
impounded.
release.
Yeah, we can do a release. Do you have a key to get in there?
Yes, sir. I do.
Okay. We can do a release if you want. I can try to knock that out today, or when we release other stuff to you, you just want it all at once kind of
Yeah,
thing?
just all at once.
Okay, because you obviously can get in there now.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Get it.
all right. Yeah, because obviously we secured it with that key and then impounded it.
All right, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And it's about 1:45. And basically, obviously we're conducting an investigation into Tamara's death. I understand your son Thomas came to your home, I believe he said Thursday. Do you know about what time he came to your home? Well, let me back up. He advised us that he dropped his dog Ranger off at your home. Do you know about what time that was or what day that was?
That was around 2:30 in the morning. That was Tuesday,
No.
Wednesday. I guess it'd been Wednesday morning.
Okay. About wee hours in the morning,
Yeah.
2:30 or so. Okay. I take it, you're his parents. He probably has a key to your home.
No, it was.
Did he knock on the door?
Right.
So he woke you guys up?
Yeah.
Ring the bell.
Oh, wow. Has he ever done that in the middle of the night, bring his dog or come by your house in the middle of the night?
No, not that I recall.
Okay. When he brought the dog in, did he appear to be upset or can you describe, how he was feeling?
He asked if he could drop Ranger off. He had him still in the truck, and he said that, as far as I remember, just to get Ranger out of the way, and like I say, I think that was around 2:30,
Okay.
and we said sure, because we get along good with the dog
It
too.
was a good dog.
Oh, yes.
Very much
German
so.
Shepherd.
Okay.
And so he went back to the truck and we carried him in and set him down, and we talked a little bit. And he said that he had to go back home. I don't remember a whole lot else, but I guess it was after 3 before he left. I don't know. Don't know the times or anything.
Okay. And then did you have any conversation with him later on Wednesday at all, like during the day or Wednesday night or anything like that?
Not that I remember.
And that was Thursday afternoon, you think?
I think I'm not really sure.
So he told you that she had passed. Did he say anything specific that you remember about how she passed, or what? You remember what he told you?
I think he just said that when he got back home that he found her in the bathroom and she had shot herself.
Okay. Was that when he said he got home from dropping the dog off at your home?
Right.
Okay. What did you guys tell him? Did you give him any advice or what to do or anything?
He just said he didn't know what to do, so we told them needed to report it.
Okay. Did he say anything about reporting it, or you remember any of the conversation you guys had with him?
Yeah, best I can remember, he just kept saying, I don't know what to do.
Okay.
I don't know why she did it.
Okay. And with his military experience as his being a paramedic and so forth, there's obviously a delay in reporting because this happened wee hours of Wednesday morning, and then he's coming over to your house on Thursday. We're just trying to get a gauge of why, understand he's upset. We get that. Just trying to figure out why it took so long to, report the incident and so forth.
It really tore him up.
He was in a complete and total state of shock.
Was he?
He was.
And tell me about his military service. He was in the Army. I take it a combat medic?
That's what he went in for. But due to the Agent Orange with me, and they let him on into the service. And so he got in there and got his back torn up. And they said, okay, go home as soon as your doctor says that you're healed up, you can come back in. And they did the thing with putting a nondescript reenlistment thing in there. Nothing as far as medical or anything else. And the doctor said that whatever he pulled loose and everything around his spine was healing up. That's when he found out he couldn't get back in the service.
How long did he spend in the service?
Just a very short time. I'm not really sure exactly how long.
Okay.
And that was his thing, is he wanted to be a combat medic.
So as far as he never went overseas or anything like that. And was he a paramedic also with Hillsborough County Fire Rescue? Because I saw some firefighter helmets. He had some helmets hanging up on one of his walls in his home. Was he a firefighter too?
He volunteered, and they told him he had to get his EMT to become paid. So he got the EMT. Then they told him he had to be a paramedic. And while he was getting the paramedic, they said, oh, by the way, you got to go to fire college. And then when he got all that done, Hillsborough County said, we don't have an opening. And so he went with Pinellas County. East Lake. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then now he's with AmeriCare.
Right
now. Okay.
Yeah, he was able to, I don't know exactly how, but they offered him to train paramedics and firemen. And so he had the southern half of Louisiana that he did control over the
Louisiana
training.
State University.
Yeah,
LSU.
LSU.
Okay. And that was with his first wife or something?
Right.
Okay. He doesn't have any children, right? With his first
No.
wife. Okay. Well, we'll continue to work on this and get to the bottom of it, and I'll be in contact with Thomas and Mr. Courtney, his attorney, and we'll go from there. So I take, obviously you served. You're in Vietnam.
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for your service.
Thank you.
But when you say you get to the bottom of it, I mean, what?
Well, we're still awaiting final results of her death and so forth. And we have to wait for toxicology and blood work and basically we weren't able to talk to him that night because he had contacted Mr. Courtney. So that's why we're here today, is because Mr. Courtney talked with Thomas about coming in and giving us a statement and trying to basically take his time frame. And I mean, there are a lot of questions because there was such a delay in reporting. Why we understand people get upset and so forth. Unfortunately, I have to investigate this kind of thing every day, so I'm around death every day. But there was quite a period of time, before our office was notified to begin the investigation. We respond out and investigate every death, so to speak, that happens to home, whether it's self-inflicted, accidental, intended, such as that. So.
Well, does this mean he's in trouble?
I can't say that he's in trouble. He came in and gave us a statement. So we have to basically go back and sit down with the pathologists that make the rulings and give the opinions of how somebody died. Whether, again, it's accidental, inflicted, suicidal, whatever the case may be, and give them the statement, the time frames and, maybe what led up to it with this argument. I mean, who knows? So I have to sit down and consult with the pathologist and so forth, and then go from there.